Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Thursday, April 30th, 2020. Finally, the last fucking day of April. I thought April 2020 would never end.
What a shitty month.
Yeah. You're into that? You're into months ending?
Well, when it's the coronavirus lockdown,
you know what he means.
Means rent's due.
The worst month since a month in
April
World War II.
2020, 420 the month is going to go down as the worst month ever.
Top 10 worst months of all time. It's got to be up there with Great Depression months. Got to be up there with World War II months.
Yeah,
it's
for
terrible.
sure.
It's almost like it's a conspiracy against weed.
Lower end of top 10 worst months of all time.
Yeah. Anyways, I got a little special lineup, a little special intro lined up today, guys. We've got fake Farva, poor man's Jimmy Kimmel, washed up Andre Agassi, and a man with 5 cats coming at you close to live from separate locations across the western United States. And from now on, at the top of every show, we're going to hit you with the top stories, quick and to the point. And then in the back half, we'll get a little creative space going on with random stories, voicemails, 5-star reviews, interviews, games, fantasy drafts, maybe some readings, dramatic readings. I don't know. All the same shit we've been doing and more for the longer shows. It's just we're going to concentrate the stories in the front half. So I'll stop talking now.
No, that's right. 423 shows in, and we're still figuring it out.
Well,
format-wise, yeah.
Well, that horrible month of 420 for the entire
That's
month
true.
was what changed everything. So
we're going to get you the news in 30 minutes, and then we're going to fuck around for 30 minutes and give you some personality and jokes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You like that? You like that? People that want it both ways? You can have it both ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can have your cake and eat it too.
Actually,
Today,
thank you guys because you made.
Well,
it
in
better.
our case,
Thanks
in our
to the
case,
listeners,
it's every time. You have
Yeah.
the cake and the eating of it too.
That's a good point. Mm-hmm. We are all still fat. That will not change with the new format of the show. Wes, get us going.
All right, guys. Mayor Bill DeBlasio is back in the news for doing something stupid again. Last time it was for asking New Yorkers to turn into a bunch of snitches, telling them to send pictures of their neighbors violating the social distancing orders to a special tip line, which, of course, people didn't use to snitch, but rather enter their penises in the tip line office contest that must have started once they knew what was happening. The manager's like, all right, people, it's clear we're going to get a lot of pictures of dicks sent to us. Let's at least find the biggest and the weirdest and have some fun with it.
They probably said, make sure we got extra hard drives on hand. We're going to want to archive these things.
Yeah, he's handing out Target gift cards and shit. So coming right off the dick pics debacle, he felt the need to up the ante on his stupidity by allowing every type of New Yorker in the city to get away with something, which was gathering in hordes around each other to watch the awesome flyover by the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds to honor the men and women working as essential workers on the front lines.
So he allowed that gathering.
Yeah, he was fine with that. That was cool. Which, by the way, amazing gesture, but they might as well have had Sting putting on a live show in Central Park to honor the nurses and expected everyone to stay inside. Just wasn't going to happen.
Show. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just wasn't going to happen.
14 hours of Sting tantric sex on
Sting
stage.
plays his greatest hits, and then it follows it up with a 12-hour bone session.
Yeah, and then
You'd
fireworks.
have to bring a cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd absolutely have to bring a cooler.
You'd need a Yeti for that.
Yeah, for sure. Just the sheer frightening noise alone drew people outside to gawk at the sky. So he let that happen. Then a few days later, hundreds of Hasidic Jews gathered in the streets in Williamsburg to pay their respects to Rabbi Shem Mertz. The video is crazy. It's hundreds of Hasidic Jews in their traditional black hats and garb being dispersed by police, sirens blaring. It's a crazy scene.
Tell me he didn't take it out on the Jews.
Well, yeah, he kind of did, Mark, and he's getting in some trouble for it. So learning of that occurrence that a bunch of Jews were gathering, Bill DeBlasio grabbed his phone and started typing without thinking, which he does a lot, it seems, and said on Twitter, quote, "Something absolutely unacceptable happened in Williamsburg tonight. A large funeral gathering in the middle of this pandemic. When I heard, I went there myself to ensure the crowd was dispersed. And what I saw will not."
Why?
Because he's just being a hard ass, and he's like trying to look like he's doing something good, like he's taking charge.
Why would you go to a large crowd if you're telling people to not have large?
He wants to look like he's taking charge.
He must hate his home life. That's what's going on there. Is any excuse to get out of the house is what he's
Right.
looking
He
for.
also just proved that if he didn't get coronavirus, then nobody else there did. So.
Did he disperse a funeral gathering?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly.
Holy
so
shit!
yeah, so When I heard, I went there myself to ensure the crowd was dispersed, and what I saw will not be tolerated so long as we're fighting the coronavirus. And then he went on.
And I breathed on everybody and breathed in their breath myself.
Yep. And this
he
is
lowered the casket way too early. He just ruined the funeral. Get it out.
Hold
of here.
on.
He started shooting.
Don't say holy shit. Don't say holy shit like it's bad he broke up a funeral. Every other religious group is observing. They're having to fucking sacrifice having funerals, and
I know, but they're already
just like we're doing it.
He didn't
Yes.
preemptively
He didn't
break
have
it
to
up.
go to the funeral.
They were already doing the funeral. Don't do it in the middle of the funeral.
Don't show up yourself.
Yeah,
You're
they're
adding
already-
another
They
corona
already
guy.
breathed on each other.
He turned it into like a highlight of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Like a bad
He's like
highlight.
Instagram living himself next
Yeah.
to all of them.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look at all these people.
It's like a slideshow of the rabbi. He's like, turn it off.
Yeah.
He thinks being the mayor is also is the same as being neighborhood watch. It sounds like in the suburbs. Like there's some kids out there drinking beers in the
Yep.
basketball court area.
This is
Right.
not acceptable, Pat.
Right. So okay. Well, that
Pat, he didn't. We already talked about, it, but he didn't do anything about the flyby. He let everyone go out for
Exactly.
the flyby.
That's
and he
what
didn't
got
say
him-
anything about it.
Right.
No, that was. What do you mean? Like you could
He
watch
didn't.
the flyby from your fucking house.
Well, no,
But
but
de
he
Blasio
didn't.
is-
He didn't condemn the
missing-
people that were gathering in the hordes to watch the flyby. That's the problem.
Planes are super fast, man.
Well,
He's
yeah.
missing a lot of the core fundamentals of being able to be a
Right.
governor or a mayor. I
So
think.
yeah. So, but guys, what really got him in trouble was the continuation of that tweet where he said, "My message to the Jewish community and all communities is this simple: the time for warnings has passed. I have instructed the NYPD to proceed immediately to summons or even arrest those who gather in large groups. This is about stopping this disease and saving lives. Period."
And that's the full tweet, right?
That's the full
so
tweet.
he mentioned the Jewish community and then all others without mentioning any other communities.
Right. Well,
My
and now-
comment that he doesn't know how to be a mayor stands.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Well, now this sparked. Yeah. This
That'd be like
sparked.
getting mad at terrorists and being like, to all Muslims,
Right. Exactly.
you guys
Well,
need to quit fucking around.
Essentially,
It's close to that. I mean, it's
Well,
close.
so-
basically.
Yeah, so it sparked outrage because the Jewish community felt they were being wrongfully singled out, saying he should have just addressed that particular Jewish community. So I guess he should have said, "My message to those Jews," instead of "My message to the Jewish community." Would that have been better?
Hey,
can't
you,
say
the ones
those
I
Jews.
breathed
Why
on.
didn't he just say my message to the people that gathered at the funeral and mention the location? And to all people that gather, you don't have
people
to
I was
mention
partying with last
You don't have to
night.
mention their ethnicities. You don't have
Right.
to mention their race. You don't have to. You can just say to all people gathering, it's not going to fly. You don't have
Right.
to single out by name to the Jewish community.
Right. So
It's
Pat, if he
tough,
would have
too,
said "My
because-
message to those Jews," would have been bad.
No,
No, that would
right.
yes,
Yeah,
that
see,
would have been bad. Yeah,
Right,
that
right.
still
Okay,
would have
gotcha.
been bad.
It's the only.
That
The
also
Jewish
would have been
people
bad.
are the only religious group where you call them by their actual name and the tone you use
Yes.
can make it sound bad.
Right,
Like, you can't
absolutely.
be like, "Oh, these goddamn Christians." Doesn't work. But if
Right.
you say "goddamn Jews," which or you could also say, "Look, hey, these are my friends. They're Jews."
Right.
One is correct. One is not.
Yeah, I mean,
those Jews.
He just can't.
Blasio's coming off as the bad one.
Yes, he's coming to the bad. And so
sure I follow
that particular Jewish community, the Hasidic Jewish community in this Williamsburg area, claimed that he approved the gathering, but the city is saying no permit was actually issued. And apparently, the Hasidic Jews are worse at following social distancing guidelines than I am. So, like, over 1 million Jews in New York City were a little peeved, DeBlasio, to say that. He has since apologized for the Jewish community part of the tweet, but not the other parts, saying he was speaking out of passion because he's seen other Hasidic Jewish gatherings flouting the social distancing guidelines.
Yeah. Also, I mean, like, what's the big deal? We've all been bashing Pentecostals for weeks for having the like.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
The
honestly,
Hasidics don't
honestly,
give a
like,
shit.
get over
let's
it.
let's be clear. It seems like religious people in general seem to not give a fuck
Right.
about social distancing.
So let's
Right.
not be so shocked.
Exactly.
You got Mike Pence in the fucking Mayo Clinic without a mask.
Well,
there's
but
a
that's
mandate.
Whoa! That's because he's protected by Jesus. Okay, we got to move it on, guys, because the
Let's move
first
it on.
half has to still be be
Okay.
quick. Okay, we got freedom. Is it coming soon? I don't know. Let's talk about it. So, if you're like everybody in the entire country of the United States, you're ready for this stupid lockdown to end now. But since this is America after all, you're only going to get to leave your house somewhat dependent upon which party your governor works for. President Trump announced the fading out, quote unquote, fading out of social distancing restrictions nationwide on Wednesday. But how that fading out is going to work will vary greatly depending on which state you live in. So in general, Republicans are starting to open now, and Democrats are waiting a little bit longer unless they have extremely, a very low amount of cases in their states. For example, Texas, a state of 25 million, will be letting their stay-at-home order expire at the end of April today, whereas Nevada, who is in the pact with the other western states of Democratic governors, will not. They'll be extending their stay-at-home order.
Wes is going to be putting some miles on that car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see me at a restaurant very soon.
Wes got blinds today. He got blinds today because that was essential.
Wes is fading out.
Yeah. Well, Wes, congrats, because I wish I was in your shoes. Instead, I'm in Nevada, where I hear there's troubling rumors that the casinos could be closed even longer than other stuff that gets open. I'm not hearing much creative thinking about how to get the casinos open sooner, which personally makes me angry, since I feel like we hit the peak of this stupid fucking virus 2 weeks ago in the United States. So I believe 14 days is the CDC guidelines to, hey, once you're done with the 14 days, why don't you start opening up? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it's 14 days of declining cases, right? I think that's what it is.
Okay.
I don't know how to comment on it anymore. It differs by state. Some people are dying, and it's insensitive to say let's open up. Some people's businesses are crumbling, and their livelihoods are falling apart, and they're getting divorces, and they're suicidal and shit. So there's no good way to answer that question. I'd say let's let the governors reopen when they're supposed to. How about that?
All right. So we just have to bow to the whim of partisan politics, which we always do in America.
Yes.
Well, all I can think about when you say Nevada though is what pussies the new mob must be that they can't make this happen. You know what I mean?
Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a good challenge.
By the way, Wes is going to be out and about, mob.
I mean, you'd think if they were if they had all these politicians in their pockets,
I wish I
they
knew
could get
some mob
Vegas
guys.
opened up a little bit.
Let's clip that
If
down.
any Reno mob guys want to talk to me, let me know.
Let's clip Wes calling them mob pussies.
You know what I
want a
mean,
mob.
mob. Okay.
I want a mob guy forever. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, right? I mean,
To have like an enforcer on your team.
I'm going to change my name to
that's what I'm saying. Hey, if there's any mob guys who want to come on the pod, just let us know, and we'll talk about how you're going to strong arm the casinos back into business. Anyways, here's a gem from Heart O' Hive member Nick, who is a Silver State resident in Nevada, about a Reno barber shop that will be opening on May 1st, despite the stay-at-home orders continuing, because the only barber at the shop, D. Goodman, is broke, and she needs money to fucking live.
Right.
And I know that we all need haircuts, so let's try to get some shit going. Also, Hive member Carter sent me a video from doctors in Bakersfield who are taking interviews with the local news, claiming that the lockdown is a complete hoax in most parts of the country. So, it's so much so that New Jersey, who's at the base of the outbreak, is even opening their public parks at this point after public outcry. And Florida will begin opening their beaches and everything in the whole state next week, despite being one of the places that has been hit hard. So check your local papers for your restriction changes, which should be coming very, very soon, and taking it to Facebook in Florida regarding the beaches reopening soon. We've got the conversation that basically encapsulates the whole country. Will Miller, he first says, "You misspelled freedom," about the title of reopening beaches, And then Nathan Schreiber responds, "Damn idiots are what they are. I live in Jacksonville, and I'm going to stay sheltered in my home, especially now that we have DFs," which obviously stands for dumb fucks, that don't give a shit. And then Jennifer Bayer says, "Natural selection at its best." So that's pretty much sums
You
it
also
up.
could have just put any of Elon Musk's tweets in, because he's a lunatic and has been just disrespecting and disregarding
Reopen America now. I think him and
the
Ron
entire time.
Swanson.
Yeah.
I think him and Ron Swanson need to hook up. They could just take this third-party 2020
Elon
election.
Musk thinks it's a hox.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to formally apologize
Yes,
to the
yes,
mob,
he does.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, go
What's
ahead.
that? You apologize?
I'd like
to
to
the mob?
apologize to the mob because I am genuinely nervous.
The invitation to come on the pod still stands.
Yeah, that's because the gun didn't come through, guys. With North Korean leader Kim Jong-un being potentially dead and most certainly a pussy, rumors are bouncing around that the Hermit Kingdom, via paper telephone cup, actually, that's how the rumors are bouncing around, that Kim Jong-un's younger and significantly more attractive sister, Kim Yo-jong, has been gaining power in North Korea and might be in line to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nothing
the rumor.
New. Yeah.
But we're going to get deeper into it, guys.
Is she gonna lay the phone lines finally?
Oh, no. They can't have that.
I'm very scared of this lady.
You should be.
Yeah. Really?
She's scary looking. Kim Jong-un, in order to overcome the national crisis, could expand Kim Yo-jong's status and role as the party center. And that's according to the North Korean Herald, which, quick side note, is very hard to read. So essentially, this rectangle bastard is so afraid of getting COVID-19 that he's potentially willing to share some of his dictatorship or all of his dictatorship with his 32-year-old sister.
Well, to be fair to him, he would die if he caught it.
No, yeah, that's true. But
obesity,
also, he shouldn't give her any power because I truly think that she's probably 2 to 3 times smarter than him in any really statistical thing, intelligence. I think he's got a little bit of a few learning disabilities. You know, like he's like
what set it off? Was it the haircut that told you that?
Just looking at the guy, I don't think he's in the same league as his sister.
Yeah, it's the smile and the haircut combo. Yeah.
His body looks like a cartoon bear that swallowed a safe, kind of. Anyway, guys, also for the record, the term party center isn't nearly as cool as it sounds. North Koreans use it as a term for both Kim and his father when they were both recognized as next in line to become North Korea's supreme leader. So it's like a group of succession is what they call the party center, which it didn't really sound fun at all, honestly.
You have to kill 3 uncles in the party center.
It's really funny you said that, Mark.
Everything in North Korea is like probably false advertising. It sounds fun, and then you show up and it's a work camp.
Welcome to the party center. Welcome to the party center. We've got 10 family members here. You have to kill 3 of them.
Here's your ankle bracelet and your chain, ball and chain, and your chisel.
Are we sure Kim Jong-un's all there?
We're going to make sure that we pop some of these poppers right after you kill each one. That's what makes it a party. According to some reports, she's already pretty much running the country, guys. But things aren't as easy for a woman to lead North Korea based upon their culture. Yeah. No matter how cold or dead her eyes are, she's going to have to face an uphill battle to take over the country, and that's where we enter Uncle Kim. That's right. North Korea's cousin Eddie, Kim Pyong-2. These guys got to get more original with the names. Like, is their last name Kim? That means that the chick's name is Yo. Anyway, Kim Pyong-2 is also rumored to be in the mix as a potential successor to Kim Jong-un. Pyong is actually Kim Jong-un and Kim Yo's uncle. And
he's so dead. He's going to get killed. He's going to get killed.
He recently returned to North Korea after spending the last 40 years in exile.
What is he? The uncle from Game of Thrones, the great, the Theon's uncle.
Spoiler alert! Haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's the assault.
Really?
See, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's,
Euron Greyjoy.
Euron Greyjoy. Yeah, except like this guy's not crazy though. Right?
No, except he's not going to win.
Yeah, no, there's no winning or losing. It's murder. Pyong-2 is currently under house arrest, guys, which combined with the fact that he was forced out of the country in the late 70s is a strike against him. But on the other hand, he has a penis and presumably testicles, so that's a strike in the plus column.
And they're in different locations because they chopped them off and mailed them to different parts of North Korea as a sign of strength.
But very, very possible. But, Mark, I do think you were onto something when you said that he might have a learning disability, or that was Will who said that. But from the outside, it looks like he's already relinquished power. I don't think even if he's alive, I don't think he's going to be able to come back.
Kim Jong-un.
Or maybe he doesn't want to come back.
Kim Jong-un's a dum-dum. But his sister's probably going to be worse. All right, guys. Potentially great news I have for everyone today. If you didn't already hear, which I'm sure you did, Dr. Fauci said on Wednesday morning that the data from a large human trial in terms of sample size shows that the drug remdesivir, I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, has a clear-cut, significant positive effect in diminishing the time to recovery for people that have the coronavirus. Significant. Fuck yeah, right? Boom.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah, the study was conducted in clinical trials with more than 1,000 people from around the world that were either given remdesivir or placebo, and Fauci said the results were so promising that they now have an ethical obligation to inform the human volunteers that got a placebo that they are not getting better and that they're going to give them remdesivir now because it works.
No one died on the placebo, did they?
Of course they did, Wes. Sorry, you're not drinking Folgers Original. We gave you decaf. Like Will hinted on earlier. I'm very angry. Yeah, exactly. Apparently, it might even help decrease the chance of death, which is already pretty low, and it just fucking mutumbos the virus in general. It just blocks the virus. That's what they're saying.
If you're anywhere healthy at all, and I think that basically it's probably just safer than the other drugs that also work.
Right.
It's like a Z-Pack.
Right. It's like, Z-Pack. Exactly what I was saying. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm assuming, at least. When they say blocks it, they tested people that were, like, way in positive and, like, on death's door, some of these people. But I'm assuming that it could be like a Z-Pack where you can maybe knock it out before you get it. If you know, who knows?
Well, Z-Pack
or Z-Pack. Okay.
Right, when you first, it's like when you first get it.
Like a Theraflu.
It's a cycle that absolutely kills the infection.
Yes, it's like a Z-Pack that they know of now, but I'm wondering if it can be like a Theraflu or whatever, like you can zap it before you get it.
That's what they're going for. Fauci kind of in that, I watched the same clip and he was kind of saying like basically they want to have like an over-the-counter pop, you know, like if you're ready for that, and they want to have if you need the extra shit pop, and then like
if you're
just
traveling,
be ready for the fall, you know?
Right? If you're traveling, just pop some remdesivir, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, well, we don't really know this life anymore, but what back in the day when you would sleep with someone drunk who was maybe a little bit questionable.
What was it?
And the next day, immediately you soak your stuff
and
in
Robitussin
and vinegar.
And Robitussin,
because it's the incubation period. You
exactly.
need to act fast.
Lawrence Taylor used to have penicillin milkshakes in the fridge.
You spray it with Febreze.
Yeah.
But I mean, N equals more than 1,000, guys. That's a good enough sample size for me. Get it on the fucking shelves already. Oh, yeah. One problem though. The FDA has not approved this drug at all yet.
For use against coronavirus,
use in general.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
They haven't approved it.
at all.
We got to give the FDA. The FDA has their head spinning right now because the FDA created a bottleneck for coronavirus testing, and everyone criticized them. So when the antibody test came out, the FDA was like, you know what? Just go for it. Do your own testing. Right? 18 antibody tests are on the market right now. 3 of them work. Because the FDA was like, well, we're not going to check it. We need to get this shit out fast.
They're dragging
There's going to be mistakes.
They're like the HWO, man. Come on, get it going.
Yeah.
Agencies are too slow. So here we go. An FDA official did make this statement saying, the agency has been engaged in sustained and ongoing discussions with Gilead Sciences regarding making remdesivir available to patients as quickly as possible, as appropriate. So what the fuck does that mean? That's a lot of wiggle room. As quickly as possible, as appropriate. That means nothing. It means they're dragging their feet. But President Trump is up the FDA's ass and is calling for those nerds to take action like immediately. So hopefully sometime soon, maybe even by the time you're listening to this, some action has been taken by the FDA.
Remdesivir.
Let's get some remdesivir going.
Yeah.
Obviously a lot more to come on this one. You got something, Wes?
No, I was going to say this is bad news for people that you like me, that now have absolutely no fear of the coronavirus.
Well, you should have a fear. You should have somewhat of a fear of the clock because we got 10 minutes for this.
Wait till it's on the shelves. But more to come on this. We don't. It's better than bleach though.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys. Let me ask you a question. At what age do you think you personally should be required to hang up your driver's license?
80.
Hang up?
Yeah.
Well,
90.
eye test.
Not driving.
Eye test.
There you
based
go.
on an eye test.
Okay. And what about like a pilot's license?
Pilot's license?
Well, that's even a more stringent eye test.
I don't want anybody flying me if they're over 70. Probably, or over like
75.
75.
No, I like an old pilot. I like it when I'm getting off the plane. I see an older captain, a golden captain. I like that.
75.
He's got experience up there.
Well, the thing is that the FAA.
It's the FDA again?
No, FAA.
Yeah, no, I'm just
bastards.
The has a mandatory retirement age for airline pilots of 65. So
there you go. That seems reasonable.
Right. That seems reasonable. So
why the fuck did you ask us then?
Well, because Harrison
So
Ford
we've
is
never
at it
been
again.
flown by anybody over than 6.
That's a fucking tough life
okay.
because I've definitely thought like I had an 80-year-old flying me before many times. I
Lot
didn't
of
know there was
stress.
a hard 65
A lot of
cutoff.
stress in the air, Pat.
Yeah, that's what they said. So, well, the reason I ask is because Harrison Ford, guys, is 77 years old, and he is clutching onto both of his licenses with his old hands, and it looks to be about the time he at least gives up the pilot license because he is going to fucking kill someone very soon, and almost did a few days ago again when the avid pilot decided to cross a runway at Hawthorne Airport in California just as another plane was trying to land, which is like running a red light in an intersection with a gas tanker.
Just flew straight in front of a guy trying to land a plane.
Yep, very dangerous stuff.
This is
Did
not
he
the
like crash a plane back in the day?
Yes.
Too? Like,
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll get to
Harrison
that.
Ford.
Yes.
He's made some mistakes.
He's
there's the
worst
picture if you scroll
pilot
down.
of all time.
So a rep for Harrison Ford said, quote, Mr. Ford crossed the airport's only runway in his aircraft after he misheard a radio instruction from air traffic control. Apparently, the aircraft were over 3,500 feet away when it happened. No real danger of collision. Not a huge deal, except that this is like the fourth time that Harrison Ford has almost caused a huge accident in his goddamn planes. Back in February 2017, he landed in a taxiway. And this made big news after flying over an American Airlines passenger plane. The picture of it's crazy. He's just coming in.
Harrison.
What's his problem? Why does he keep flying into these passenger
He's
planes?
a nut job. Will
Yeah,
he's I saw him a couple years ago. He's an odd guy. I saw him a couple years ago. David Blaine was doing like a magic show, and he went to Harrison Ford's apartment. And he was acting like a weirdo, and he genuinely shocked Harrison Ford with his magic.
I'm with them
thought
there,
it was
though.
real.
I'm guilty of that.
Okay.
I mean, imagine the confidence you would have if you were fucking Indiana Jones, bro.
No, it's the Millennium Falcon that got him his confidence.
It's
Thought he
the
was
hearing.
You'd have
thought
the
he was the best
confidence to
pilot.
feel
shit.
like magic
Yeah.
was real.
Yeah.
So anyway, that happened
Of course,
in 2017.
magic is real.
That happened in 2017. He said he was distracted by the airliner. So he's just distracted by planes while he's flying a plane. That's not a good combination. Back in 2015, he was injured when his World War II plane landed on a Los Angeles golf course after the engine failed. He was actually praised for that one, for not causing more damage or flying into like a neighborhood. You can see the plane right there.
He's a
Looks
good
like-
scrambler. He gets in trouble a lot, but he's real
Right.
good at scrambling out
Yeah,
of
get
it.
some
Get a newer fucking plane, asshole.
Yeah.
Don't be flying around vintage fucking aircraft, you piece of shit.
Yeah,
I
no
agree with you,
shit.
Pat. I agree. In 2000, he had to make an emergency landing due to a wind shear, which is, I think, something you experience pretty regularly when you're flying. And in 1999, he crashed a helicopter during a training session. So, I mean, it's time to get this motherfucker out of the skies, is the lesson here.
I bet Tommy Lee Jones doesn't have a record like that, you know?
No, he
No
stays
way.
on the ground.
No, he doesn't get distracted by other planes while he's flying.
You think Tommy Lee
fucking
Jones
plane.
would get amazed by magic?
I mean, Harrison Ford's just constantly getting outclassed by Tommy Lee Jones.
No,
It's got to be
TL
upsetting.
TLJ travels exclusively by horse, man.
Fugitive, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's just, well, I guess they were friends in that movie. All right, moving it along. We got to go quick. Governor of Kentucky, he makes a boo-boo. Governor Andy Beshear on Monday claimed that dubious unemployment claims, dubious as in fake, were slowing the benefits process in the state of Kentucky for unemployment. And he said, quote, "Can't be doing that. We had somebody apply for unemployment for Tupac Shakur here in Kentucky. And that person may have thought they were being funny. They probably did. Except for the fact that because of them, we had to go through so many other claims," unquote. Snap to Mr. Tupac Shakur, 46, in Lexington, Kentucky, who had worked as a cook before the coronavirus pandemic closed down his restaurant. Mr. Shakur, who changed his name in 1998 to honor the slain rapper, has buried the hatchet with the very presumptive governor, saying, quote, "I understand. He's dealing with a lot and mistakes happen," unquote. So once again, Tupac is cool as fuck because this governor really stepped in a pile of shit here that he didn't need to. So.
Let me list off a few more names we're not giving it to, you fake, you lying bastards. Master P, Mr. DMX.
If that name came across my desk, I would think it was bullshit too.
Yeah.
You don't,
This
you
guy
don't, you
pretty
don't
much
do any checking at all. You just
This guy
throw it
pretty
in the
much
trash.
walks around the earth waiting for people to talk about Tupac Shakur, and then he goes, "Oh, you like Tupac? Yeah, me too."
Yeah, they could just like talk about how
If he does it to
anyway.
guys, he
You
has to do it
you
to
big fan?
he does it to guys with tattoos because they think they have a leg up, and then he has the name. Yeah,
yeah, that's true. This guy, he goes by Malik, though, so he still kept his, I guess he goes by his name. Anyways, taking it to the internet, we're going to go with a quote from the great Tupac Shakur. Quote, whatever you see, you got to keep a sense of humor. You got to be able to smile through all the bullshit, unquote, which is a great quote for this time right now. There's lots of bullshit happening.
Oh, yeah.
Fair
That's
enough.
dead Tupac said that or live Tupac?
Alive.
Actual Tupac.
Yeah, real old Tupac, yeah.
Both Tupacs are alive.
I
Wake
don't know
up,
how
boys.
to answer, alive or dead, exactly. Real
There
Tupac.
is a new internet challenge on the loose. First, it was Tide Pods. Then it was giving yourself third-degree burns. Now, it's taking a photo of yourself while balancing a shampoo bottle on your erect penis.
Wow.
Sorry, ladies. This one's for guys only. I'm talking about the hashtag Shampoo Challenge, which emerged on the internet via TikTok last week with a completely different set of rules. The original challenge involved TikTokers coloring their hair, mostly with purple shampoo. So they do like a before and then after, and then posting the pre and post to the Chinese spyware disguised as a social media platform.
Right, TikTok,
But through the natural process of evolution, the challenge took a hard left. And within the course of just about 7 days, reemerged on the dick pic friendly Twitter with a completely new gender-specific set of rules. 10,000-foot view here, guys, is if you like checking out erect dicks awkwardly flung to the side in boxer
Like
briefs
Bill DeBlasio.
and even weight distribution, this challenge is for you. I'm guessing you guys have some questions and feelings about this. That might be
Wait,
a
so
little bit
the dicks are clothed, but they're supporting a bottle.
I want to
Yes.
know if anyone's broken a dick.
Open it up, guys. I spent the better part of the last 2 hours digging into
Checking
you
these
guys
out.
didn't have
Has
to.
anyone fractured a dick with a heavy bottle of shampoo?
Haven't seen that yet. Haven't
Okay.
seen a dick fractured yet.
Nah,
Wes, you
I
got
would
any?
fake it and go empty anyway. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Empty
well, I
bottle.
mean, you'd have to go empty. If
Point
some
is
of those
there-
are, like
the
10
bottles
pounds.
clear? That's a good one.
Yeah.
None of the bottles that I saw were clear. Will, a lot of Head and Shoulders was the most common shampoo
Okay.
bottle. Old Spice was the second.
To Wes's point, could be very empty in there. Did anybody have it whole hog, just exposed?
Why
Or
don't
is
you guys
it-
just
do
scroll
you
down
have
just
to
a
have
little
it-
bit?
Oh,
You have
come
to
on.
have it inside
I see it
the
now.
shorts.
Oh, I see how they did it. They did it sideways like
Oh
that.
my
One
God.
of them-
Sideways
no.
dick.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
stomach may be too big to do this. I might
my God.
poke the bottle off with my stomach. You know what I mean?
All right.
There's a number.
That's
There's a number of
hilarious.
heavier set gentlemen that did it as well. So I mean, I guess the question here, guys, is
It's like the circle game, like below the waist, like you get punched.
Yeah.
Like, except with the shampoo bottle with dick thing.
What could you hang? Because some of these guys are hanging the Head and Shoulders bottle with the pump head. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could handle that kind of cargo on my dong.
That guy's got toothpaste on his dick too.
We'll have to try it
I
out.
know.
We're gonna have to try
Some people are stacking multiple bottles. I'm probably more of like a hotel size or travel size bottle guy. But taken to the internet, this is in response to
Travel size.
a guy that lit it up and stacked his what looks to be toothpaste, shampoo, and another cream on his Jennies. We call it a threefer in the game. Anyway, Ethan 02050726 says, "Oh, nice! You got your shampoo, hemorrhoid, and herpes cream. Burn." Couple other things that were stacked on dicks, guys.
He put some bad prescriptions on
Yep,
there.
100%. Couple other things that were stacked on dicks. Honorable mentions: hand sanitizer, Listerine, peroxide, and the PlayStation 1 game, The Legend of Dragoon. That was my favorite.
Pat's having a tough time with quarantine. Last week it was the human shit picture, and now it's just erections with shampoo. All right, guys, I've got another idiot
Impressive
who was
feats of humanity.
I'm not going to scroll through the show notes anymore. I've got another idiot who was fired because of what he was displaying in a Zoom meeting for you guys.
There's a couple Easter eggs below you. Sorry, Mark.
Cool. University of Miami professor John Peng Zhang was fired because he accidentally had a porn tab open in his browser when he was screen sharing a lesson he was teaching the students, and the tab was titled "Busted College Girl FU ... because they ran out of space. So, busted college
Fired
girl.
for this? Like people are pretending. We're pretending that professors don't want to bang fucking college
Busted
girls.
college
They're
girl
pretending
fucks professor.
God, they don't do that for
yeah.
real.
It was cut off, though.
Fuck's Asian professor.
Thank God. Yeah, exactly, Wes. Thank God for him it was cut off, because that's probably what it was. Fuck's Asian professor. Fuck small Asian professor.
that. College girl named Kristen.
Yes, exactly. Row 3.
Middling student fights for grade.
I did a few searches on Pornhub with that, and it's not good for him.
How many things pop up?
Well, it's like one of them's like busted college girl fucked with hands tied behind a head.
There's numbers on the bottom of the page. That's how many come up.
Goes on and on.
Unless he's teaching like a search and rescue class, he's not going to end up in that situation.
So how did he get busted? He just busted himself?
Let's talk about that. A student caught the mistake in the Zoom, and he alerted his classmates by zooming into it and showing them, and then on the video, and then he's like, check this out, and then they all had a good laugh at the professor's expense during the class, but Zhang continued on, either not noticing or trying to just will it away by not acknowledging it, like, this can't be happening, this can't be happening.
That's when you walk over to the computer and go, hey, I got to close something.
Yeah, you think. Someone
That's
posted
fucked up, too, that the students laugh. I mean, like, there's certain times in
Wouldn't
your
you-
life where
come on,
hilarity
man.
presents itself,
come
and
on.
you
I would
just
be
need to
laughing
ignore
my
it.
ass off.
Pat,
I'd
come
be
on.
laughing my ass off.
We'll get to
kidding me?
We'll get to how they felt afterwards, but come the fuck on. You would absolutely alert people. That's fucking hilarious. Someone posted the video of Zhang's lesson with the Zoom with the Zoom into the in the tab, and I already said that part. Sorry. In the next session, Zhang finally addressed the issue and said, I don't know how it happened. I didn't see it. I'm pretty sure everybody else did. My apologies to the class. Then he sent an email to the class telling students he was investigating the ordeal. Like how could this have happened? How could busty college chicks? Yeah. But the problem is one of the students posted it to TikTok and it got like 1 million views in a couple hours, and then it went to Instagram, and then it just became the most viral thing ever. So he taught like one or two more sessions. They're doing like sessions, and then he just didn't show up for one session, and then all the classmates got a email from
Mr. Zhang's gone.
from business analytic department
He
chair
watches busty
Robert
college
Plant.
girl porn on campus.
I hate this.
Said
man.
that class was canceled. Yeah, and he was fired. Yeah.
Wasn't the embarrassment enough? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, look, like Pat said, there is a petition going around to get him reinstated, and the guy who made the video is like, I didn't want him to get fired. Like, I'm so sorry, I didn't
yeah, you
want all
feel
that.
bad if you made the video.
Because everyone jerks off, and who doesn't like busty college students? It's not like it said,
Kids.
a savant that skipped several grades and is now a busty college student and early developer. It's not like a 14-year-old. You assume she's at least 18 or over if she's in college, right? But he is a professor, and he does hold authority over students, so that's the bad part, right? Like Will was joking about. That would be like if a beekeeper had a tab open during a beekeeping class that said how to fuck bees. Less extreme, but you get the point.
Yeah, you'd be double checking the syllabus in the middle. Did I miss something here? All right, guys,
that's
that's
weird. Do you guys look up podcaster porn?
No.
What would that be like?
This podcaster bangs her in his studio.
Nope. Not yet. But now. Thanks for that, Will.
Yeah.
It's
like if a dentist was like, dentist fucks dental patient. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Will, throw anything out there, and I'm going to look it up.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, we're not going to stop, but that marks the middle of the show. So for your newsies, get your news. But hey, get
on. Sorry, Pat.
35 minutes.
We're only 10 minutes behind.
35
pretty
minutes.
good. We're like 7 to 10.
That's not bad.
Guys, we'll tighten it up, but I thought it was okay.
It's about as
for all
good
you
as we can do.
complainers, turn it off. Go do whatever you have to do. The rest of you guys want to ride with us, the Hive, ride with us. Great point, Will. I've never had a profession that lends itself to porn. I know that Wes is a desk guy because remember Wes's first couple jobs, we would always go and use those office spaces to edit our own videos. I think that's where the desk stuff came from, Wes.
Pizza delivery guy.
But we've grown out of those jobs.
Wes has always been working in jobs where
Delivery
he's
guy.
got the grandfather.
I went to high school.
He's got the great-grandfather milkman.
Delivery guy.
Yeah.
I like scenarios.
And
You
now,
were
we're
born
just,
into it.
we're just out of the market because we're a rarity. All of our parents are still together. None of us have step brothers or sisters, which seems to be like all porn is these days. It's like, dude, fuck stepbrother, or stepmother sucks cum out of dick.
You click
That's
on
a good point.
You click on one like stepbrother fuck stepmom tab, and it's like that's your algorithm set for life now.
I know. Well, look, my favorite part about it is they throw the step in the title, but then when you click on it, it's like, this isn't step. I need to get out of here.
I've clicked
Well,
on.
it's always it's just regular porn actors.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of times they're missed out, but I've clicked on one before where he's like, oh, come on, Mom, we shouldn't be doing this. I'm like, X, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, but if it was the stepmom, would
I
you
got
have
out of there
stuck
quick too, you
around?
know.
Yeah, like I haven't seen this in about 18 years. All right, guys. Oh shit. Say something, Mark.
Predict it.
All right, our sponsor for the show is Predict It. Sorry, Predict It. I got a hot one for you guys. Well, first of all, go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Predict It is the place where you can bet on the news and politics in a stock market format. It's fantastic. Right now, there's no sports action. A lot of cash to be made. Honestly, if you get in on Predict It and you play the market smart, you can win. Keep in mind, guys, it's not a windfall game in Predict It. It's a grind it out. It's winning by inches, not feet. So keep that in mind. But I got a hot one for you. Oh, by the way, if you want a free $20, predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20.
Well,
We'll
Pat,
match your first $20.
we can slow down now. We got a little bit of time. But to your point, it is the best way to make money is to grind it out and bet those like 75-cent yeses that you know are going to hit, 80-cent yeses that you know are going to hit. Except
Like
for
Joe Biden.
Except for when you know things like, Elizabeth Warren's probably going to smash it at 13 cents. But so for the most part, you're right. But
Right. But like Mark's example there, Joe Biden, you can still bet on him to be the nominee at 80 cents.
That's 20 cents a share.
20% of people that think he's so incompetent that he's not even going to get the nomination.
What other thing there's no bond or stock or anything you can invest in that you are guaranteed 20%?
That's amazing.
No,
That's
it's like
no,
a
it's not.
Bernie
It's
Madoff
Madoff money.
scam.
Yeah. That's arbitrage, baby.
That's right. But the cool thing about Predicted, guys, is two things. A, it's still growing, so there's a lot of opportunity to get in there and make cash if you pay attention to the markets. B, a lot of dummies on there, so get in and get your cash. I'm one of those dummies. Have some of mine.
We're for those dummies.
Take our money. Don't worry about it.
You can
don't
have
feel
it.
bad about it. Yeah.
I got a hot market for y'all, and this is which party wins the regularly scheduled 2020 U.S. Senate election in Georgia, Big G. Well, right now, our Republicans are at 60 cents, up from 5 cents yesterday, with the Dems at 27 cents. So,
did you say they were at 5 cents or they're up 5 cents?
Yep.
It went from 68 cents to 5 cents, and now it's back up to 60 cents.
So was that a glitch?
Something's going on.
What happened there?
I don't know. I'm looking at the chart right now.
Holy
though,
moly.
Something is weird.
Little cray, guys. But here's the deal. The incumbent is David Perdue, and no clear Democrat frontrunner has emerged. So
basically they thought anybody would take him out, but nobody's going to run against him.
It had something to do with Stacey Abrams, but I think they wanted her to run, but she declined the nomination.
Stacey Abrams.
They all thought she was going to run. Or
right.
It was going to still not be a federal
and or
event.
Purdue
She's
got
still
caught
gonna
doing
be
the
a state
shampoo challenge or something.
Yeah. By the way, I was thinking about that with the shampoo challenge. Like, I started looking and see what these guys occupy. Some of these guys have their occupation listed on this dick pic. Like, I don't know. It's bold.
Well, I mean, if it's clothed, if it's sheathed, I feel like you can show your boner sheathed.
Yeah.
You think
and some of them have their nicknames too. The Hammer.
Yeah, first time I've ever seen it, Will. Actually, honestly, I'm pro shampoo challenge because I'm pro dude. And honestly, this is dudes taking the power back because we've had ladies the whole time showing off their assets, and that's their thing. And we got to cover our shit up with jeans.
Has
it's
there
okay
been
to flaunt
any
your
challenge where a
dong.
woman flaunts her vagina as a way of? I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm throwing a warning out there to you. You're mostly going to attract gay men, but you might attract some ladies too. So depending what your motives are, but flaunt your dong if you want to. Anyway, Perdue, he's the incumbent. He's probably going to win. So it's like a 40-cent margin. You can get in there. The election is in November, coincides with the presidential election. I mean, to me, with what's going on in Georgia, with what's going on with Brian Kemp, the way that they're kind of, well, just look at the way that they're pulling back their stay-at-home orders. It's a red state. Bet Republican on that MFer. Get 40 cents on the dollar. That's predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. You put $20 in when you sign up. We'll match that 20. Let us give you a free $20. Come and play with us.
Absolutely.
That 40 turns into 400 so fast.
If the governor of Nevada is up for election soon, I would go R after this guy pisses off everyone in Nevada by extending the stay-at-home order.
His ratings are sliding.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. All right.
I bet. All right. Okay, so this is the part. Yeah, we're just going to freestyle for a little bit. We've each come up with a few things that we want to talk about. It could be a story. It could be a game. It could be just a conversation.
Quit stalling. What you got?
Yeah, let's go. Okay, so mine.
What are we gonna call it? Do we know
I'm calling it creative space. I'm calling
space.
it creative space.
Okay.
The third round is just creative space.
Very,
very
creative.
I'm calling it the back nine. I'm calling it the back nine.
Well, I like the golf
like
course.
the
The
back
reason I went with creative space in my head, Pat, I do love the golf course analogy because the front half of the show, the front nine of this show is now like a pitch and putt, where it's like a par 3. It's fast. It's to the point. You're gonna have fun, have a couple drinks, and then the back nine is like nothing but sand traps, just all sand traps.
And that's when your buddy is like, "Hey, I got some leftover cocaine. We're already 6 beers in. Why don't we just do it?"
I'm gonna call this the thing that's most likely to get us fired.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, creative space. Yes, absolutely.
You're absolutely right. Okay, well, all right. So I'm just gonna go. I got a question for you guys. So I was in the gas station earlier today, and I walk in, and this kid is kind of like he looks like he's testing out like a piece of candy fitting in his pocket. Looks like he's trying to steal a piece of candy, right?
It looks like little airhead, little Charleston chew.
Yeah, it was a thin like something like bendy, like chewy. I don't know exactly what it was.
All right.
So I walk past him, go back.
The young man work.
Yeah, trying it out in the store.
In the store, but he's behind a shelf, so he's pretty hidden from the guy up front. He's kind of looking down. I kind of surprise him. He looks at me. We make eye contact. It's kind of weird. I move on, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking kind of shady. And so I go get my stuff, and I come back, and he's standing in front of me, and he's got a different piece of candy. So what I think he's doing is he's playing the old I'm buying something, but I'm also stealing something. To throw that's
a classic. That's a classic scheme.
I mean, that's exactly what he did.
But I can't be sure of it. I wanted to call this fucker out. I wanted to be like, yo, because I'm.
What are you gonna get out of that?
Well, no, because
calling this kid out.
I'm cool with the guys in there. I'm much more so than
the owner.
Much more so than this fucker.
I get you. You know the owner. I guess.
Yeah,
I'm cool. You're gonna narc on a child.
It was a 10-cent airhead.
No. He wasn't a child. He was probably like 24, 25.
Okay, different story, Wes.
That's
different
a man.
Story.
That's not a kid.
You described him as like a 14-year-old kid.
No. He's at least 18. So he's like this tall, lanky, skinny kid. He's got a longer shirt.
You're gonna snitch on a stranger for a piece of candy at a store that you frequent.
No, I'm asking. I didn't. Did I? No. I'm asking what you guys would have done.
Thought about it. You wanted to.
I
though.
can't believe. Of course, I can't believe it's a question.
I thought about it.
This doesn't help your case with the mob, apology or not.
Hey, I'm saying I did think maybe I should alert the store owner. This motherfucker's in here stealing from him. I don't know.
That fucking store gets that shit happening to them. 1 out of 3 customers.
I'll tell you this much.
Sure.
I have been around too many airhead thefts to go ahead and call the kettle black. You know what I mean?
Hey,
like I'm not.
I didn't snitch on him.
I can't get mad at anybody for snagging an airhead.
I'm not reporting anything short of a full-on sexual assault in a convenience store.
Fair enough.
That's
why I asked.
Okay, I mean that's
don't take my question for as I snitched because I didn't snitch.
Well,
I certainly thought about it.
You're going to next time.
No, I'm not. I thought
Your
about
liability.
it.
He's definitely going to.
You're going to
That's
next
the funniest part.
No, I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm just wondering what you guys would have thought.
Now I know.
No, I don't care what I think.
Jeez,
I just know that you're gonna snitch on.
I'm not gonna snitch on.
You are gonna roll on us. You were gonna
You
roll
know what?
on
Next
me
time
one
I
day.
am gonna snitch just for the fucking story to see what happens.
Wes, let me
trust
give you an
you.
example. And I think you were there this night. I almost got arrested at 28 years old because some kid was trying to pass a fake ID in front of me in 7-Eleven. And I saw him like struggling at the counter, and I was like, yeah, I got to help out here. And I stepped up and I was like, actually, this is my beer. This is my bro. Use my idea instead of his expired one.
That's a bad idea, though, because I mean.
Do you remember my story about the kid in the car accident that had the weed in the car like a month ago? I told him to, get rid of it.
Anyway, I ended up having to run from the police that evening.
You don't have to go out of your way. Here's my takeaway.
You don't
from
have
this.
to. Yeah.
You don't have to go out of your way.
We should meet in the middle.
Right. You don't have to go out of your way to commit crimes.
Or recommend
and then you
crimes,
don't have to go out of your way to call other people out on committing extremely petty crimes.
Good point.
I don't think he would have gotten.
Neither of those.
If this is a 3-bear scenario, Will's like got the right temperature porridge here.
I don't think he was gonna. I don't think if I said anything, he was gonna get like called. The cops caught him. He just would have been like, "Hey, put the fucking candy back, you asshole."
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's how it is.
He was like a poor diabetic, Wes, and he
did it happen?
That
No.
was Wes's first creative corner.
So what was wrong with that? Explain. Did I snitch on someone? No.
I don't trust you anymore.
Oh, you don't trust me anymore. Okay. You're
Wes,
fucking
when you go to
ridiculous.
Italian restaurants, make sure you get the table in the back where your back can be against the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Now I know I gotta roll on you before you roll on me. That's you just dealt your hands. Yeah, you just dealt your whole hand.
I didn't
Showed
fucking
your
tell on the kid.
Tipped your hand.
That's the whole conversation.
Wes,
the point of the
I'll be honest
conversation
with
is, what would you guys do?
Nothing.
You guys are fucking putting words in my mouth and actions in my fucking brain.
I wouldn't do anything.
Wes, the two gentlemen,
Yeah.
the two other gentlemen on this call, I've been in a police lineup with these guys being questioned, and they keep their mouths fucking shut.
That's exactly
and
right.
we met you later in life,
I'll
and
say
I never had a
nothing.
police interaction.
Maybe
with
it was
you.
your class.
Did I snitch? No.
Maybe it was your
Thank
grade.
you.
Yeah, Wes is at the front of the counter. He's doing the eyes. He's like, just darting his eyes in the kid's pocket.
You
Just
see that
darting at his
airhead?
pocket. What are you doing? It's just quick darts in the guy's pockets. Just tapping his pocket.
Listen, I don't need Masif to be fucking, losing business.
Wes, I feel you. We're fucking old, and the guy was stealing from your boy.
Well, I give you that. If you know the store owner,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, he gives me free shit all the time.
There you go. He shouldn't give it to that kid, that's for sure. Or that man. Who's, you call it a kid, but he's a man.
He was like 21.
All right, fellas. Let's just change it up a little bit. This isn't about this is just about life in general.
Yeah, can't wait to put words in y'all's mouths. Let's go.
Yeah, this is the whole point of this.
Time to do it. Time to do it, Wes. Time to do it, Wes. Life and coronavirus. By the way, Jersey Week continues. This is LSU rugby. Shout out LSU rugby. Woo, Bulawayo.
Nice.
All right. Corona musings, I'm calling this. President Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil was asked about the coronavirus death toll passing 5,000, not many, in his country of Brazil, and his response was, quote unquote, so what? So that's how it's being handled in Brazil. In Texas, a pole dancing instructor is suing a Zoom, what we're using to record this right now, because, quote unquote, uninvited men joined some of her online pole dancing classes to harass and intimidate her clients, allegedly. So now you got Google Meet coming out in May.
Intimidate them into what?
I don't know. It was not very specific. She just said that basically her clients were upset because the Zoom experience was not secure.
You can't have a open pole dancing class. That's just dumb.
Pole dancing. Yep. Well, anyways.
Same
so-
reason
don't
there's
know.
locks on the girls' bathroom.
Well,
I don't
Pat,
know.
that's why Google Meet's coming out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, so Google Meet's coming out in May, and it's probably going to be exactly the same as all the other video chat platforms. We have Skype, FaceTime, Hangouts, and Zoom. What do you guys like the best?
I'm gonna like Google Meets, but to Pat's point, now it's like a digital hole through the locker room.
Yeah,
Well,
have
how
you
do
ever
you
seen
know that
Porky?
you're gonna
People, yeah, exactly. Porky's reference. Yeah.
Yeah. How are you going to know that you're going to like Google Meets better than any of the other ones?
Yeah, I've never been on Google Meets.
I'm just guessing.
Hangouts is the
Google.
shittiest right now, and that's made by Google.
Yeah, but Google Meets you have to like pay for. Now you don't. I mean, it's better. It's much better than Google Hangouts. It's got to be.
Look, I actually broke it down today, Will. I Googled it a little bit and
You
did a little
did?
research.
Okay.
So
let's hear
here's
it,
the
Pat.
deal. Here's the deal. Zoom, right? Totally foreign to everyone pre-coronavirus. The reason we know Zoom is because Barstool uses it, because Zoom's dope-ass feature is they have a very cheap recording option. So you can record your call to the cloud very inexpensively. The other cool thing about Zoom is that it stacks the videos to the edge, right? So like, remember when sometimes we do a video interview with FaceTime and like the fucking
Yeah, it
videos
uses
are
the
floating?
whole uses the whole frame. Yeah.
Same deal with Google
FaceTime
Meet.
is terrible. Right?
Same deal with Google Meet. That's the motherfucker with it. It's like you can't arrange people. It's ridiculous. It's terrible. Also, Zoom is a desktop client, which is very cool. So it's more reliable. But honestly,
Zoom is nice.
Yeah.
Zoom is
I'd say
very
right
nice.
now,
Zoom is very
and
nice.
Zoom and Skype dominate. FaceTime and Hangouts weak. But
Are you saying Google Meets you can't arrange people?
well, that's why I was Googling today
don't
to
know
see if you
yet.
could do that, because
Well,
that's
they
the
said
big
you
feature
can
that I
have
wish.
up to 100 people square by square, 100 squares.
Totally, but the
All right,
drag
well-
and drop function is the one that I want. Like, because remember when we did the boat race,
I'm
everyone
sure it
had
has
to go.
it. It's
Everyone had to go off video and then come back in a specific
Yes.
order. So yeah.
Hey,
Zoom
you hear
is-
that,
Zoom is
Larry
nice.
Page? You hear that, Larry Page and Alphabet? Whoever runs that fucking company, get the drag and drop. All right, then you'll be number one on our rankings. Anyways, guys, we've had to learn new video communication software. We had to learn all kinds of new shit during this lockdown. But what have you learned as a lesson from being in this, multiple weeks of being stuck inside your house, whatever the situation may be at your house. Do you guys have any good ones? I got some takeaways.
Yeah.
But
Well, why don't you start, Will? What's your
start.
first?
I'll go. My first one is you are who you are when nobody's looking. Like, so for me, I know I reaffirmed to myself that I love fast food and pizza and alcohol, and that's who I am when the camera's off, and that's not going to change. So.
You had
I think
forgotten
that's in line with mine, honestly. That's directly in line with mine, which is like I always wanted and would fantasize like during the rat race, like, man, I just wish I could like be at home with like a month off ish to like get healthy, get thin, catch up on work. I literally spent my first 2 months of lockdown hammered on bourbon, getting fat, not doing anything. And I'm finally rounding that curve right now, but I guess to your point, Will, is discipline is really hard. I think that's what I learned. I always like kind of fantasize like, oh, if these circumstances were right, I'm gonna excel, and I really
and you like the shit you do, and you're gonna do it when you.
Well, yeah, and also if you know you're not gonna be in a situation socially with people for a while, you tend to let yourself go a little more. So obviously we don't give a fuck with each other what we look like. But, if you maybe you had to go to a wedding or actual work, you might take care of yourself a little more.
I'm a little worried about the public. Yeah.
We literally put our image out there every day. I've learned that my wife and I have made the right decision to not have children because I would be
that's a good one.
fucking miserable. And instead, I'm doing what you guys said, whatever the fuck I want. Nothing's really changed for me. I'm concerned for friends, family, and people, and hope everyone's safe. But it hasn't really affected me much, and I'm glad I don't have a fucking child in the house.
I love that.
You're gonna regret it one day.
Okay,
little brass will come around.
You'd be a great father, Mark.
Yeah. I would, but
by the way,
I'm not gonna get there. Yeah.
Mark committed to naming his first son after alloy metals when we were 17. He committed to it. If he has a child, he'll name it
Brass
after an album.
Borgie, and really the middle name would be Monkey.
A good name.
Brass Monkey Borgie, because the song, right?
Hey, Wes, to your point though about you don't share, you're not interacting with people, so you let yourself go a little bit. So I released my cribs today, watching myself back on camera after 2 months of just being a piece of shit on quarantine was hard. And then when it came out, a wonderful comment from the Barstool comment section from Estes Samuel was, at 0-0, Pat looks like if he left Dana B outside in the rain and elements for 5 years straight.
And Dana B's he's turned the corner too, but he was gaining weight too, so that's not good.
But that was a dead-on comment. He's right.
Dana B looked bad the first part of quarantine. He's looking better, but that's not good, Pat.
You're definitely lighter than Dana B at this point.
For sure.
So I agree with that commenter that
I think Dana's lost some of
you
it,
look
though.
like the elements have whittled away a little bit.
He time-stamped it at 0-0, Will.
Yeah, he got
right.
you.
I didn't get that. What does that mean about the 0-0?
It means that I'm just a piece of shit all the way
He just
through.
means at the first time you see him. Yeah.
Is that what that's like a kid? That's a little kid. That's a millennial.
It wasn't
burn
like
or
one
something. I
still
don't get
shot in the middle of it. It's like anytime you see him.
Is this
Yeah,
is
I didn't get
0-0?
either
Is
one.
that like a thing? Because
I don't know.
that's pretty sick if it's a thing. I'm actually a little jealous
like
of
people
this
do that
guy
on
now.
YouTube, bro.
Yeah,
Come on,
any
like,
timestamp.
At
XXX.
0-0, I'm gonna start 0-0.
Like
on
he
people.
could
That's
have
a
put
good comment.
like an algebra problem. He could have put X:XX. Anything.
to answer your question,
X
Will,
equals anything.
Yeah, this might be a new burn. I haven't seen a 0-0 burn before.
Yeah,
That's why I was so impressed.
It's a
by
sick
it.
burn. The guy got you.
Insert
good.
your
It's
own
good.
time. Yeah.
He's right. Yeah, it looked
good.
like a total piece of.
Well, no, but it's also
garbage.
apt comparison. It's good.
All
Well,
right,
you
Pat,
don't look
what's
like
your-
human garbage. You look like
You look-
Dana
you
B
look great,
had
Pat.
acid rain. Just
Boys,
sort of fall on you for
We
a
all
little
look
while.
like shit. I
You're-
just can't wait for this
your turn.
quarantine to be done so we can get back in the prison yard. Okay, so my big question for you guys is this. So I've been thinking a lot about how society is going to change temporarily because of coronavirus. So like might be permanent changes socially, societally, but they also might be temporary. Big one, Fauci came out today or yesterday on Wednesday and said that there's a good chance that once we get through phase one, maybe we get into the fall, and we're learning that people are potentially immune to COVID-19 because they've caught it before. And by the way, science does not know that yet. They're assuming that that's the case based upon all other infectious diseases, right? But like that you build up an antibody and you become immune. So Fauci said that there's a good chance, second round, that people will have to be carrying immunity cards with them, like a scarlet letter almost, a privilege
Chile
card.
already does this.
Okay, so that's interesting. So like a privilege card that will allow you to do shit. How do you guys feel about this? Do you guys think this is going to happen? And what kind of discourse do you think this is going to sow?
I don't think it's going to happen because of the
this.
drugs Mark brought up.
Yeah, I fucking hate this. Yeah,
what country does this already? Chile or Ecuador?
Chile already does it right now.
I was already upset about the card we were supposed to get, the hologram on our ID, the new, like, oh, you have to have this new pass thing. I hate this. I hate any form of identification.
Oh shit, Mark, what do you think about the chip that they're going to inject?
Oh, absolutely hate any form of like identification that's
Mark of the Beast. You know, a lot of Christians believe that's Mark of the Beast.
Anything that can be tied back to like a fucking database is I don't want to be a part of it.
Well, let
I
me
would
flip
chip
the
my
script.
kid
Not Mark of the Beast.
in a heartbeat.
There's something there in Revelation.
Let me flip the script, guys. All right, so let's say antibody test comes out. It becomes accurate. We all take antibody tests. We all got it, and have recovered. Therefore, we're in the superhero club, right? And then we go to do something we all love, the pool. And the pool isn't crowded because it's just the superheroes can get in there. And Mark, you're in the club. How do you feel about it now?
Well, I don't think that round 2 will be forgiving to people that recovered from the fucking round 1. So it doesn't. First of all, no, I don't give a shit. You can shove your card up your ass. I don't care about your fucking.
I think there's a lot of evidence showing that you can catch this.
Yes, exactly. I think that you definitely can catch it again. I don't think there's a such thing as an immunity to it as of yet. So no.
If there was, that'd be cool.
No on the cards. Let's focus on the vaccine.
If you couldn't get it again, I'd be okay with the card.
Yeah, you'd have chicken pox parties
it seems
in
like
round
you
1.
Can get it again. Everybody's like, "Hey, you might be able to get it again." When somebody says that, it sounds like you can get
hard no for me on this.
It's an absolute reality, though, where there's a scenario where, like, let's say this follows the trend of all their infectious diseases. Once
you're right. You're right, Pat. You're right. Chile does it. In fact, I keep saying Chile does this already. Well, they do it, and what they did was they give you a card for 3 months because they say that the immunity, in their opinion, is legit for 3 months for sure. So once you recover from the hospital, they give you a little card that says, "Hey, I recovered," and you're good for 3 months. It's got your date. But I mean, after that, even Chile, who gives out these cards already, which I think is a weird. I mean, it's a new thing.
It's going to cause murders if it happens in this United States.
Couldn't hate this idea more.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think that it's a little invasive, right? For because your public health. Or your personal health shouldn't be something that you have to display to somebody.
What are we going to need to do next? Get a permit to put toast in our goddamn toasters?
No, but what do you think about this though? When somebody just is gonna
the libertarian guy.
Oh, okay.
That was the famous clip. They're doing a presidential debate last go around with the libertarians, and they're like, "What do you think about this new? What do you think about like driver's license laws?" And the one guy's like, "I don't think we should have driver's licenses at all." And then the next guy goes, "What are we gonna have? Permits for toasts?"
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, but what do you think about this? Would you be willing to get your temperature read to go into a building?
I mean, you're not gonna have an option. So
no, but that's my point, guys.
You will.
Amazon already fucking does that. Will you don't have an option.
Amazon does because they're smart. A lot of dumb places won't.
But guys,
no, yes, they
Mark,
should they
you
make
said
it
at the top of the show?
Make it national.
You said at the top of the show.
No, they shouldn't make it national, but places will do it.
Shit has to open up, right? Like that's what we're contending with right now, right? So like, if you've got it and it makes it so you can't catch it again. There's got to be some way to identify.
Pat,
like
as
you want that population.
As of now, my answer is absolutely not. If there's further information that comes out that you can 100% get immunity to it, then ask me then. That information isn't out there yet.
Yeah, it's true. You can't know that.
My answer today is
also,
fuck that idea.
Also, a couple more lessons learned before we move on. My wife could be dying, and she does not want to hear about the NFL draft. And also, everybody misses bars, and we've lasted longer in this than I thought we would.
Your wife might be dying?
No, she could be dying, and she doesn't care about Redskins draft strategy.
Does she know about how good the Redskins D is going to be this year?
I mean, she didn't really understand how good of a draft they had, but she didn't want to hear it. I thought that lockdown, maybe she would want to hear a little bit about the draft. But,
Speaking of wives, you guys may have heard that Tuesday was my wedding anniversary. Will's wedding anniversary is this Monday. Will you be off on Monday's or Tuesday's show, Will? Do you know?
Monday's show, buddy.
Okay.
It's going to be exactly like whatever you did. It's going to be fantastic.
Awesome. Well, so let's get to that. Like, that's 100% of the anniversaries from the Hard Factor married guys. An anniversary for Pat and Wes is a full year that you've been able to keep a woman to love you. So that's what that is kind of. That's a nutshell. It's a 10,000 foot view.
Is it that?
That's crazy. How'd you guys do it?
or is it that you're kept?
Either way, I mean, it's a mutual thing.
You keep each other in a marriage.
Yep. Yeah. You guys might not have one of those ever, but if you did, what would you do on your anniversary?
Well, Mark, before we get into that, I got to ask you one quick one. If you were to go back 15 years, would you predict that of the four of us plus PFT, the five boys, who would you predict that the marriages have played out in the way that they've played out? Which is that you, PFT, and Willie are married and Wes and I are single. Would you have predicted that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So back to your question. I just want to hear your honest answer.
Not single, I'm just not.
Yes.
Married.
Honestly, yes. I would have predicted that.
Okay.
So what would you do if you had one of those?
Well, I'm. It's probably going to be a bad answer because I don't know what to do. Obviously,
You know what to do, Wes.
I
Wes
know
has
it. I know what
been
to do.
always been in a relationship.
Wes is a romantic guy. Yeah,
I am.
Yeah, romantic.
Yeah,
romantic.
I take that back. I would have predicted that Wes would have been married 3 times by now.
I
Go
went
ahead, Wes.
reverse.
What
I
would you
started. I went kid first.
He's both romantic and an
Wes
addict.
had child first, and then he's figuring that.
Yeah. When are you guys gonna have a
addicted
fucking
to
kid
love,
for
man.
Christ's sakes? Jesus.
Well, you also work in weddings, so it's like a little bit hard. You don't necessarily want to just like pop into your own wedding.
Oh,
just all of a
working in
sudden.
weddings
There's nothing wrong
turns
with
you
that.
off from weddings like
You're
crazy.
a passionate guy and you like to have fun. What would you do on your anniversary? Wes?
I don't know. I mean, I think obviously I like to cook, so obviously a romantic. I cook dinner for my lady.
Now we're talking.
for
Do you have
sure.
do you have a dish in mind?
No, I mean something. Maybe some oysters on the half shell. Get a little aphrodisiac going.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's a
talking
good
about?
one.
I
I
love
don't
it.
know. Yeah.
Anyone
Roses, candles, not roses. Roses are played out, and you don't do
Yeah,
roses.
Candles.
You think roses are played out? I don't know. I think there's something classic about it. Nice.
They are classic. I just happen to know. Usually they'll say, I
Sometimes-
don't want roses.
Depends
You
on
gotta
the girl
know like
too.
which
Yeah.
color they
Yeah.
like. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of on Wes's tip. So I'm an experienced guy. Like I hate giving gifts. I fucking hate them. Like a physical thing, an object. And I'm super irresponsible with money, and I'm very impulsive. So like usually on a big anniversary, and you know I've had a series of long-term relationships.
That sounds like you should be buying awesome gifts.
have failed. Well, no, I'd rather like spend the money on like let's go like rent a beach house.
Vacation.
and
Here we
I'll-
go.
Experience.
Well, hey,
And,
this,
I'll
this
cook
could
you a
be
big
your answer,
meal,
though,
and
but
I'm
you
gonna
could-
get
You could take them somewhere for their anniversary.
Yeah, that's
like
what
10
I'm about.
years.
I mean, like any chance I can get to, like, have an experience with someone I love. That's what I'm about. Like, let's go on a trip. Let's go rent a beach house. I'll cook. I'll kill the lobster in front of you if that's what you're into. I'll rent a Mustang. We'll drive. I'll get a convertible to drive down there to the beach.
Okay.
You're gonna love that. I'm gonna get like a new. Maybe I'll buy a suit or something. Buy her an outfit. You know, like get
You'll try anal.
Yeah. Oh well. She'll try anal. I'll do all I can for her to try
Remember
anal.
we talked about it.
I'll go through my phone, see if I know anyone famous
new
that she
suit.
likes.
I got the suit. You're gonna try
Right.
anal.
Hit someone up like, hey
I got the
bro,
butt plug. I got-
can you do like a video message to my girl? It's our anniversary. It's gonna get me the anal. So things like that.
Pat, I love that answer. That was a good one. Will, what are you going to do? Can you?
Oh, I'm going. I got one. This upcoming. So, Pat's answer of a vacation is great. If you there's nothing
tough to
better
do right now, but yeah.
Which is tough to do right now, but there's nothing better. There's nothing better than getting unplugging and just going the two of you. That's the best thing. The next best thing I think probably is cooking yourself, right? Because like no matter what, if you go to a restaurant, it's never going to be as personal as something that you cooked for them.
But how do you mix that up, Will? How do you mix it up from outside your house? Because that's a big wall, right? Because like cooking is more romantic, yes, but they want to get out of the house. It's got to be a little different, you know.
Yeah. So what I've done in the past for things like that is go on like a nice location for a walk, little drinks and walk, bring it back to the house after that for the dinner.
Anal.
You know. Yeah, and of course, in the anal, and then and then you know, but if you're gonna go to a restaurant, I like fixed price menus, stuff like that, where you're gonna go to somewhere and they're gonna give you like a 5-course. You know, don't be a cheapskate on your fucking anniversary. That's for sure.
That's good advice.
And I mean that's pretty much it. No matter where you're gonna go, make sure you have fun. And the biggest thing is just don't be an asshole. because that'll be the easiest way.
Be nice. Be nice the whole time.
It's an easy night to have a fight, honestly.
I couldn't go on vacation, but that's a good one.
When you disappoint them.
Yeah, Mark. Let me interview you real quick about your anniversary. So COVID-19 fucked us economically, and we're on a podcaster salary. But it's a special evening, but also you and your lady have been locked up together straight one-on-one for 2 months.
That's right.
2-year anniversary. Cotton. How'd you celebrate? Did you guys splurge? Did you guys go hard? Were you conservative? Was it more about the love stuff? Was it
Splurged a little bit. So we went. I'm not a good cook, so we went and looked at we wanted seafood. Haven't had seafood in a while. Not a lot of great seafood in Austin, but there are nice places that if you spend a little bit of money. So we went and found this place that did boils, and we got a pound of jumbo shrimp and a pound of king crab, and did sausage and potatoes and corn, and it was just like a huge, delicious boil. And then got
Did you lay it out on the kitchen table kind of situation?
No, it was like in a huge. We didn't know what was going to come in. It was like a huge silver tin, and then we just put it on plates. But and then we had
it's like casino. It sounds like a casino seafood buffet style.
Exactly.
What was the lighting situation?
Oh
like?
yeah.
Got the scissors out to crack the crabs. It was the lighting was low lit. We just went in the living room. I did a C+ job of cleaning. She went to work for 3 hours, and then we had
some candles at least.
We had nice
take
drinks.
the break?
I made her go buy the booze by herself on the way home from work.
She sounds like just a really big Saturday night.
Just a big Saturday. We had Moscow mules. It was literally it was a big Saturday night. Yeah.
So the meal is huge. Which is great, and the cleaning is huge. Was there
I got a good one. Was
there on top of that? Was there a gift? Did you do the gift thing?
We did gifts.
You did?
Yeah, I spent $200 in gifts, but
that's nice.
But here's my favorite part of the night was we really got into 90 Day Fiance. So while we're drinking the mules, as we're digesting the food, we pop on 90 Day Fiance, and it's for me, it's like watching Intervention and drinking, but being able to handle it. You're watching 90 Day Fiance, and these people are struggling with their relationship, and it's like feeling good about yourself because these idiots can't get it right. So that was I like to do I like to do that type of shit. I feel good about myself when people feel bad, and that's gonna do it for Hard Factor.
What was the gift?
Mark was a huge Intervention fan.
Oh my god, I would love to drink and watch Intervention.
He banged on some cotton sheets. That was the cotton.
Not going to get into it. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. We've got the mullet.
It was a cotton condom.
We've got the mullet. We don't use condom. We got the mullet format going on now for shows. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Business in the front with all news stories you're going to need for the day, but there are some jokes, obviously, and then it's a party in the back. Stick with us, baby.
I like that. Mullet's my favorite.
This is the mullet format. So stick with us, and we'll stick with you. Check out Pat's new episode of Cribs that dropped, on Wednesday on Barstool Sports blog on the main page and on our Twitter. It was a very good one. Pat really sets the scene in his house. It's very good. Leave us a 5.
On that note, we're going to drop a longer studio tour, which we've gotten a couple requests for once the boys get back in the studio.
There you go.
Okay.
Leave us a 5.
I'll have to send in some inputs from the old NV studio.
We have to now do all 4 of us because Will did a Cribs, which you can check out. Now Pat's done the 3 Austin guys, but this longer one will be all 4 of us. Leave us a 5-star review, please, and we will read it and then comment on it in the back half of the shows, and it will be funny and good.
Tomorrow.
Leave us a voicemail. And if you want to chug beers with us, DM us. We will probably do a boat race this Saturday night, or at the latest next weekend. Maybe we're going to do a Wonderlic test before and after, so that's kind of we need enough contestants. We haven't given you enough time, and we want to set up the Wonderlic test. But we're going to get that done.
Wonderlic is more on us. If you want to drink beers with us,
DM us now.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Honestly, if enough of you guys DM us, we're going to feel guilty, and we're going to tell our spouses and wives and whoever we have responsibilities with on Saturday, we got to work, and then we're going to drink with you. So that's on you.
Exactly.
Right. But only Saturday, so get to us before Saturday because I'm out on Sunday. I can't.
Got to be by Saturday.
Bubba, Hardo High Bubba, if you're listening, put the form together for the boys.
Bottom line is we're riding with you 5, if not 6 days a week with content. We love you. Thanks for listening, and have a great fucking day.